All right, good morning. I'm Aaron Heiser of Maker's Leather Supply, and today I'd like to talk about the Last Minute Leather Shootout that we recently had, the contest that we recently had at the Heart of Texas Leather Convention here just last week. First and foremost, if you're watching this and you send in a wallet and you're waiting for it to come back, we're going through them. We're getting them out. We've got a lot of recovery to do from this show. And so, yeah, we just now are getting to the point that we've got everything settled and situated back in the shop. And today we're going through the wallets, and okay, these were donated, these were to be sent back, and these people already paid for return shipping, blah, 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 blah. We're getting to it, I promise. If you donated your wallet and you still would like if you donated your wallet, we still want you to have your critique sheets. So we will find a way to email those to you or something like that so that we can get them out to people. Because a lot of people enter these contests to learn. They want to know what the judge had to say about their entry and where they can improve and things like that. First and foremost, we had 135, I believe is what I heard the total count was, wallets turned in. That was amazing. I've seen a lot of leather contests and very few with that many entries. I think that overwhelmingly there were a lot of people that had fun doing the contest entry. Again, the premise of it was you only had 20-something days to get it get your project finished and to the convention before the 10th of August at 5 p.m. It replicates a real world shop scenario where, oh crap, this has to be done by Friday, not, oh, I have 6 years to finish the perfect item and turn it in for a contest one day. We will be doing this contest again. Overwhelmingly, like I said, there was a lot of people had amazing things to say about it. I think a lot of people had some fun. A lot of people were very challenged, and it was supposed to be a challenge. So, good. Lessons learned as far as us, who put the rules together and the contest. First and foremost, we're going to have at least an untooled category this coming year as well. There were some wallets out there that were so beautifully constructed, but you could tell that the person that made them is not a tooler. That's just not something that they practice or do every day. But you can tell they're very skilled leather workers by how well they constructed their wallet. And so, yeah, next year we're going to have a category for that too. I believe we're also going to add a children's category, okay, and specifics on that to come out. But we had quite a few parents that were like, hey, my kid's a leather worker and they'd love to do something like this. So, cool. The judges for the contest were myself, Don Gonzalez, and Terry Henson. And I listened to the other two judges talk, and I did my talking, and we all made our comments, and I feel that everybody was extremely fair and impartial when giving their scores. Of course, I did recognize a lot of names as we were coming across the wallets that maybe they're a customer of ours, or maybe they're just somebody I've known for years, but, I mean, good luck in the leather world finding somebody you don't know. It's a small world. And again, I feel like everybody was extremely fair and impartial. And, yeah, so it was a good time. As a judge, it was very difficult. There were some amazing entries. When it came down to the top 5 positions or so, it really, like I said, it got difficult. But anyway, the top 2 in each category won a gift certificate to Maker's Leather Supply, and I made up these little trophy Yeti cups that have the contest information on them. They say first place or second place, advanced or beginner or whatever. And then since it is the Last Minute Leather Shootout, we couldn't help but put a holster on it with a little swivel knife because, that's just fun. One gal, when she was looking at the table of entries and saw the little trophy, she's like, well, I wanted to win for the gift certificate, but now I want that silly little cup with the with the holster on it. So anyway, again, it was fun. That being said, I heard some grumblings. There will always be grumblings when there's a contest, no matter what. People that feel that they didn't place as high as they thought they should, or maybe even thought they should win when it just wasn't there. The top 2 entries in both categories were very, very well done. And honestly, I couldn't have beat them. I could make the finest wallet I've ever made, and I would not have placed in this contest. And That's great. I'm not upset about that at all. I've never once claimed to be the greatest leather worker in the world. I hope to be one of the better teachers out there, but definitely not the greatest leather worker there is. There's plenty of people that can dance circles around me. All that being said, I just want to show off a couple of wallets. I'm not going to put out anyone's names on these wallets. I'm not going to anything like that. But I want to show you what the judges were looking for. Okay? First and foremost, I could tell just from the social media posts of everybody posting their wallets and stuff, a lot of people judged this or considered this a tooling contest. And it wasn't. It was a wallet making contest. Yes, tooling goes into the score, but it is not about the tooling. Of course, better tooling's a higher score. I get that. But there were so many wallets that people really tooled beautifully, but took no time or very little effort into the construction of the wallet. And whether that's that they just don't have as much experience there, or, when I began leather work, it was very difficult for me. I learned tooling, and I tried like hell to master tooling, and I did all the tooling I could, and then construction was just something I had to do with that piece of leather after I was done tooling. And I know there's still lots of leather workers out there like that, and I don't hold anything against them. Again, I was the same way. It's just as the years have progressed, I actually put way more emphasis on my construction than I'm doing my tooling anymore. But when it comes down to it, there shouldn't be more emphasis on one or the other. If you're making a tooled item, then your tooling should be as beautiful as it can be, but your construction also should. So, that being said, I have a couple of the advanced and one beginner wallet here, just to show you things we were looking for. Okay, and I'm going to start with this one right here. Okay, this wallet is tooled just as well as any wallet I can tool. Okay, it was very well tooled. Okay, and granted, it wasn't a first or second place tooling wallet, but that's some pretty nice tooling. That's a very difficult pattern to tool. We all know this. All right, anybody that tried it, some people even just looked at the pattern and were like, nope. I don't blame them. It was a very difficult tooling pattern, and again, it was supposed to be a challenge. Okay, but this wallet, we're going to talk about it here. The interior leather is nice, thin kid skin leather, so good job. Okay, that being said, there wasn't much skiving done on it, so therefore the edges still got very thick. Okay, and when it comes to wallets, you got to imagine, okay, the wallet standing alone is a certain thickness, but then you've got 6, 8, 12 cards in it, plus cash, plus receipts, plus an extra house key. If you're young and single, maybe even a condom. So the wallet gets thick really quick. So if it starts out thick, I mean, it's just going to get thicker. Like, we're talking about causing some serious back problems here, okay? I call some of them, I call them a truck wallet. Like, fits great in the console. Holds all the extra stuff. But anyway, this fella did not do, woman, I don't know. Anyway, did not do a bad job at all, even on the construction. But the edges, there were a lot of folks that had issues with edges. Okay, they are a little bit thick, but that's not as bad. But sanding and burnishing those edges well really, really helps. I mean, we had one gal, she made it to the top 5 just because her edges looked like glass. Her tooling was good, her coloring was good, her interior was nice, but her edges, I mean, all 3 of us judges were like, how did she do that? I'm not joking, the greatest edges I've ever seen. So anyway, but yeah, with just a little bit more work, these edges could have been sanded down just a little more and burnished again, and they would have been really, really nice. Now, when you construct a wallet, these have sharp corners right here, okay? And that's just not a good idea for wallets, okay? It's not an aesthetics thing, it's actually a functionality thing. When you shove this thing into your pocket a couple of times, that corner, if it's sharp like that, is gonna start to bend back, okay? And it's gonna destroy that edge there. And if you just take and nick just the slightest little bit off that corner, it doesn't have to be completely rounded or anything like that, but just nick the very edge off that corner, it will burnish nicer, look a little nicer, and definitely perform a lot better, okay? So, there you go. That is my critique right here. I'm not going to read the critique sheets because I don't have to. I know exactly what I said to wallets like that during the contest. Okay, and Terry and Don had very similar things to say. I mean, I did read quite a few to kind of compare our notes, and we were, for the most part, very, very much on the same page of things. Now, this one was in the beginner category. Okay, just a second. Let me put this guy's name card back in his. I don't want to get these confused. Some of them don't have maker's marks and stuff like that. So, all right. This one was in the beginner category. Okay, and I'm going to cover up the name. I'm not here to call anybody out or embarrass anybody or anything like that. Used a really nice, probably 3 to 4 ounce, maybe even 4 to 5 ounce for the interior, and that's a little bit thick. Okay, and once again, without any skiving and stuff, that makes that edge right there really thick. I mean, this thing's almost 1/4 of an inch thick. This wallet is very solidly constructed. Okay, it's there's nothing wrong with how long this wallet's going to last. It will last. Okay, but it's extremely thick, and again, it's still empty at this point. Okay, once you put stuff in that, it's gonna get really thick. Okay, I didn't mention it on this one, but we will on this one. That is a very, very heavy thread for a wallet project. Okay, a lot of the time wallets, your thread size and stitch size should match the project. Okay, and that big old stitch and that big old thread, that's for bigger projects. For instance, there's my personal wallet I just pulled out of my pocket. Okay, it's got a 0.8 or maybe even a 0.6 millimeter thread at 8 stitches per inch. As opposed to this one right here is probably 6 stitches per inch, and that's probably a 1.2 millimeter thread, maybe even larger than that. It's really big. Okay, now I understand some people, that's their style, and I'm not here to knock that. But when you're entering a contest such as this, professionalism is one of the things that we're looking for, and that does not say, hey, this is a professional expensive wallet. Anyway, other than that, this dude's stitching is beautiful. It's very straight. It's very nice. It's just really big. Okay. So, also same thing. He has very sharp corners. Okay, and a lot of them did. Okay, here's an advanced wallet, and this one I believe made top 5. I don't remember, but I was extremely impressed. Once again, let me put this name card back in this one. I'm sorry. I was extremely impressed with this wallet. Did a great job. The tooling is above average by far. The edges are thin. The edges are burnished. And they even did the same thing I do. This is a harness interior. And I like to take and burnish my harness a little bit with my canvas and kind of give it a weathered look. It's not for everybody, but I love doing it, and this person did it. Okay, this was a great wallet. This wallet scored well. Again, it's got very thin edges, very well skived, very well constructed. Stitching on it is beautiful. This was an amazing wallet, but it wasn't the most amazing, so it still didn't win. So there we go. All right. You should be proud of this wallet if this is your wallet. Extremely proud. Okay, now this wallet made 2nd place in the advanced category. Okay, and that name is out there, so I'll just say it. It is Erik Griffith. Okay, it's beautiful. It's beautiful inside and out. His tooling was just amazing. His stitching was amazing. His construction was amazing. It was a little bit thicker than some, and that's what actually set it into 2nd place as opposed to 1st. I don't have the 1st place wallet here, but that thing was the thinnest, most professional wallet I have ever seen in a handmade category. Okay, like I've seen designer wallets in very expensive department stores that couldn't hold a candle to Randy West's 1st place wallet. It was phenomenal. Oh my gosh. So anyway, but again, this one's Erik Griffith, and again, his tooling is really good. He went above and beyond and even tooled up a little bit on the inside there. There were several people that did that, and it made a really nice accent. Okay, He used a very appropriate, probably 1.5 to 2 ounce leather on the interior. I actually probably should call him and ask him where he got this leather because I like it a lot. His antique is really, really good. Antique should bring out your tooling and your shadows and your shading and all that stuff, but it shouldn't look muddy. And there were a lot of them, like no joke, after I finished one table, I had to go wash my hands because I had antique all over my hands because some of them, they just slathered that stuff on there. And as opposed to these gentle transitions of light and dark shading, I mean, straight up black areas, blonde areas, stuff like that. It wasn't very even. It was very blotchy. I think muddy was the term that we threw around a lot, but antiquing matters. Okay. So anyway, again, we're getting all the wallets back out to their owners if they wanted them back. We're coming up with a way to auction off the people that donated their wallets. Doc had a really good idea on it. I'm not going to put it out yet because it's not the final idea yet. But Doc had a really good idea on how we can do that. And when we auction those, the money that is raised from that is going to go towards veteran programs and school programs that we at Makers Leather Supply help support by donating tools and stuff like that. And that gets expensive after a while. Anyway, so I hope that this video helps explain some things from the Last Minute Leather Shootout. Again, we are going to do it next year and the year after and the year after. It was a huge success. Lots of people just loved the premise behind it. Lots of people didn't. That's okay too. I heard some TikTok people that were talking about, oh, they should just put everybody in a room and give them 10 hours to make a wallet. Well, one, that means you have to be here. Not everybody gets to be here, And two, I don't have 150 tool sets to hand out to everybody so that everybody has the same thing to work with if you're going to go that far. The other thing with that is, I heard the words level the playing field. Well, it's okay. How level do you want it? Do we need to just do everybody whose name starts with a S? Here's your playing field? I mean, we will refine the contest as we go, but there's always going to be people that aren't going to be happy with how it's run, and I challenge those people. Have a contest. Good luck. Anyway, again, a very positive experience. Everybody just loved it. Everybody loved seeing the wallets on display. And I give huge kudos to anybody that joined this contest. It takes guts to put your work out there if you're unsure of it, or even if you are sure of it. It takes guts. And so huge kudos to anybody that did. And man, we really look forward to an even better year next year with it. So until then, I'm Aaron Heiser of Makers Leather Supply, and I hope you have a great day.